And welcome back, Cody's Caravan. We're in beautiful Auburn today, hanging out with Lori McIntosh and, of course, Hot Wheels the horse, the very famous horse. Lori wrote a book about Hot Wheels, your adventures with Hot Wheels. So why did you need to write a story about this beautiful horse?
Well, you may not know this, but he's an Arabian. And since the 70s, really, Arabians were not very popular. You know why?
Why?
Because they're very smart and very sensitive, and sometimes they can be a challenge to deal with. But this particular horse and most Arabians are known for endurance. And right now we're in the endurance capital of the world. And he wanted to do the Tevis Cup. He said, I want to run 100 miles. And then I had to share how we got there because I thought, are you nuts? I don't know if we can do this.
Well, you were talking to a horse, so I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But this
That's
horse
true.
really changed your life.
He did. He had a lot of lessons to teach me. Horses are very big, right? This one is 1,000 pounds. Some are 1,500. But if you are kind of timid, shy, act like a like a pansy, they're gonna push you.
Yeah.
And I've got cookies in my pocket right now, by the way. So just so he behave. But the thing with these horses is they really help you become a leader.
Okay.
And that's the goal for me. I'm in business, I'm a realtor, and I need to have a strong personality, and they help you get that. And I grew up like the daughter of four girls. One of four girls. And I got pushed around a lot and was very timid, and I am not now.
No, you were not, Lori. I can confirm you were not. You were not. If people want to check out the book, where do they need to go?
It's on Amazon, and of course I have a lot in my trunk of my car, so we can always meet up, and you get $5 off if we meet up in person. But it's right on Amazon, and now you can type in the actual book, because before it wouldn't show up, because unfortunately it has a similar name to this car. And the reason why his second name is Wheelz with a Z is because we didn't want Mattel to get upset with me, but I'm like, they won't even know I exist. They might now, and then they're going to be like, let's make a Hot Wheels horse car.
Yeah.
But no, he wasn't named after the car. It's just that we wanted a horse that was fast, and we wanted him to know it, so he would love to ride on the trails and just be adventurous and have fun.
And that's what he is. He's adventurous and fun. We'll tell you more about his story coming up. Don't go away. More on Good Day is coming up after the break. Don't go away.
You can learn all about a horse named Hot Wheels in a new book that's out now.
Cody's Caravan is in Auburn, catching up with author and Hot Wheels himself.
Hot Wheels is having a little breakfast here. Lori he seems to be doing fine.
Yes, he is. Very happy.
Okay, he's an Arabian horse. We learned that Arabian horses are a lot like Tina Makua. They're very smart, but they're ornery.
That's true. I'm petulant.
Man,
Petulant.
he's just taking shots.
Just like Tina Makua. Just like Tina Makua. Shots fired. Okay, Lori. So this horse really changed your life. You're here really because of this horse in Auburn.
True. I wanted to do the Tevis Cup, the 100-mile famous race for endurance, and I lived in Morgan Hill, south of the Bay Area, south of Silicon Valley. And the trails there are amazing, but up here they're a little bit more intense because we're in the foothills, right?
Right.
And we came up here to practice, so he would memorize the trail, because once they do it, they have a huge hippocampus, and they don't forget trails. They'll remember it 20 years later. And that way it would be easier for us to do the Tevis Cup. And we came up here, never been here before. We drive straight to Lake Tahoe, go to Aikida's, get a pie, keep going.
Yeah.
And we stopped. I'm like, wow, this is such a cute little town, and a little bit more affordable than Silicon Valley. And so we moved up here. Plus, we're in the Sierras, right? So we like water.
Yeah.
I like being near water.
It's good to have. It's good to have. This horse has a lot of personality.
He
A
does.
lot of personality.
Yes.
And he's also a trickster.
Yes, he, let's see, you and I both have jackets with zippers, and if we were all zipped up, he would love to come over and just go, choo, choo, choo. He could do that for about 5 minutes, just up and down with the zippers. And one thing that he did that was pretty silly is we were just playing with him. We put these old boxer shorts on his head, and he literally wore them all day. And he just thought he was so cool with his hat. He loves funny hats. He was like, how can I be different from everyone else? And he knows what to do.
Yeah. The book itself, you're telling the story of Hot Wheels and doing the Tempest Cup and everything. And let me tell you, you gave me this book a while back. I really enjoyed this. And you and I have been talking about this because when you read this book, it's a little bit different. It's more like it's very conversational. I don't feel like you're writing at me. You're talking to me. Was that intentional?
Yes. Well, I feel like I have a similar personality to Hot Wheels. We're a little quirky. And I just wanted to, I'm trying to inspire people to love Arabians, of course, and just to do their own thing. And I just wanted to share adventures and stories that I've had with him and how I got to the point where I was able to do this. I didn't really have any support growing up. And yeah, I honestly just wanted to be talking.
Yeah. It turned out great. I love it.
you.
I would love for people to get the book. How can they get the book?
Again, I think that it's super easy. Just go to Amazon, and it's right there. Type in The Adventures of Hot Wheels the Horse, and it's $19.99 or $9.99 on Kindle.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
And I'm a former photographer, so I have a lot of beautiful portraits of him and my other horse, Finn, and some other cool pictures that I think are pretty good since I'm a pro photographer. Not snapshots.
You
got a few of those too.
You absolutely killed me. Okay, coming up, we will talk about the first horse she bought and how old she was, and it's an insane story. So we're going to share that story coming up because I can't believe you did this. All right, back to you guys in the studio.
Sounds good, Code. Thanks.
Forward to that. Thanks, Cody.
Check back in with Cody, who is hanging out in Auburn, getting in touch with his wild side, as you often do on Fridays.
Indeed. Exactly. Thank you very much, Tina. But is it Hot Wheels the horse? Dun, dun, dun. There's a story. Originally it was called Red.
Yes, his full name is Bramarba Red Shy. Arabians have some funky names. And he lived in a pasture in Morgan Hill, and I would go up and call him, and he'd just ignore me. And I'd be like, Red, come on. I need to put him in a stall. And this happened for days. And then finally, I just came up with a list of names, and he was Nigel's horse at the time. I did steal him from him. And I said, Nigel, which names do you like? Here's your options.
You gave him a choice. That was nice of you.
And he said, oh, I really like Hot Wheels. And I'm like, okay, let's see what he thinks. So the next day I went up to the barn and I called him and said, Hot Wheels. And boom, he looked up at me and he galloped down the hill. And I'm like, okay, that was wild. I think that's going to be your name now. So ever since then, he's no longer Red and he's now Hot Wheels.
It worked out. He likes it. He likes it a lot. Lori, there's another story that I want you to share with us.
Okay.
You're going to the University of Texas. 19 years old?
18,
19 years old.
Yeah, around there.
And you did as most students in college, you bought a horse.
Right. I don't know how that happened because I paid my own way. Been on my own since I was 18, and I waited tables to pay for. I was lucky. I didn't live in a dorm. I had an apartment, and they have this mall at the university, and they had a Capital One table, and these people knew that I had no credit card ever. I didn't know what a credit card was, and they sold me so well, and I thought I could get a cash advance and buy a horse. As one does when they're 18, 19 years old going to college. I actually got a 17-year-old thoroughbred named Sorab, who was a chestnut, just like Hot Wheels, who was out of control, but he knew how to do dressage, he knew how to do cross-country jumping, and I started doing eventing. And there were two other students that were daughters of horse trainers, and they taught me how to ride in events like that, which was really hardcore and insane, and I did not pay them any money because they were engineer students and they didn't need any money, so it was a win-win situation for me.
Yeah, it all worked out. That's where the love of the horses started. I'm telling you, this book is fantastic about their relationship, Lori and Hot Wheels, and you'll learn a lot about life from this book. You can type in The Adventures of Hot Wheels the Horse on Amazon.
That's correct. Yes, you can get it on a Kindle or you can buy the paperback, your choice.
Fantastic. I'm telling you, it's a great book, and it's a great horse. Thank you very much. All right, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Code. A new book is teaching lessons about overcoming adversity, and the teacher is a horse.
Yeah, so earlier this morning, Cody took the Caravan to meet Hot Wheels the horse.
Been hanging out with Hot Wheels the horse and Lori, who wrote a story about Hot Wheels the horse. Now, in this book, which I really enjoyed, this book. There's some lessons, and one of the big lessons is letting go and trust.
Yeah, so I'm riding this 1,000-pound beast. It seems like he's out of control, but he's really not. We're pretty bonded. Once you do 100 miles with a horse, and you ride in the dark for 20 hours, you're connected. And I just, like you said, I had to trust him because there are parts where you're riding in the dark and I can't see anything. And I just had to let him choose where to go because I could steer him off the trail to a bad situation. And this, I mean, it's mind-blowing how you want to control something because you're fearing for your life potentially, but I had to have no fear to be able to accomplish these races that I've done, and I hope to continue. He's retired now. He's a volunteer horse for the Tevis Cup. He wants to make sure all horses are safe, and he knows the trail super well, so he knows what to do, and he's also older, so he's calmer, more chill, and he can stand still, hopefully, if there was an incident that happened and I need to help somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed that lesson in there. It's about giving up some control, which is hard as an adult because you want to control everything. And the lessons that I learned from that book. If people want to get a hold of the book, how do they get a hold of the book?
Go on Amazon and type in The Adventures of Hot Wheels the Horse, and you can buy a paperback or on Kindle.
Okay. And then if you happen to run into Lori in Auburn,
Yeah.
she has a bunch in her trunk.
Yes, I'll be happy to sell you a book. Just mention, hey, come up to me and say you want to read my book, and I'll get you one. And it's $5 less, too.
Oh, well, nice.
And you get a sticker. Oh, my gosh, I got a sticker right here. Look. Hot Wheels, a little sticker and he's on all my water bottles. And you can get a bookmark, too. But I can't get that on Amazon.
Well, thank you for sharing a story about a truly interesting friendship and a really crazy ride.
He is my
That
best
Tevis
friend.
Cup is a crazy ride. I have so much love for all you guys that do the Tevis because that is something else. Because between the horses and the people, it is really rough stuff. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, back to you guys in the studio.